What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, channel message. And what I'm going to title this video is Coachable, Teachable, and Trainable. So the message, channel song message is Coco Jones, Put You On. So you or someone you are attached to, and you don't even actually have to be attached to these particular people physically, but you may consume these people's social media content, or they may consume your social media content, and you are, unbeknownst to you, are coaching them, teaching them, and training them, or they are coaching you, teaching you, or training you. So the idea is for you to try to get closer and get a better view of not just them as an individual, but the mindset and the skill, the talent, the ability, and and allow yourself to be willing to be coached, to be taught, and to train so that you can learn a new skill, a new talent, and something different other than what you have been doing in the past. Now, this don't mean that what you're doing isn't working. You're just learning something different. So somebody wants you to come closer and get a better view about life. They want to welcome you into a new world. They are showing you and elevating you into a new version of yourself, one that you have never thought could have been possible. And so this one person is coming into your life to put you on to some things that you had never been exposed to before. They have elevated you, and you are only able to be elevated because a part of you were calling for your consciousness to be expanded. And so when you call for expansion in your life, whether you want to elevate, again, you want to elevate your consciousness, you want to elevate your point of awareness, you want to elevate your point of attraction, meaning the things that you attract in your life, whether you want to attract a different type of attention, you want to attract wealth, money, you want to attract a different type of love, you want to attract a different environment, that also could be possible. You just want to attract differently. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So in this new reality, that's what I'm going to call it. In this new reality, you, take it how it applies, you are the student. And so the teacher appears because you are ready to learn. And so when she shows up, she's going to ask you, come with me on a mind trip. She wants to help you to grow. She wants to help your mind to expand. But she also wants you to discover how bright you stand out, how bright you are. She wants you to know that your light is shining, and on the other side, it may look as if she's guiding you, but you're also guiding her as well. And so, in this season, I want us to be mindful of, first, there is only one you. You are needed here on this planet. Whoever you are, whatever idea you have, you are needed. So many people on this planet live thinking that we're not absolutely important or pertinent or special. And that's a lie. That's the trick of the enemy. And the enemy could be the devil, whatever. But that's a lie. There are more people watching you than you actually really realize. And it's not even just like them watching you. You're watching other people and they don't even realize how influential they are on your life. The words they say are influencing you as an individual. And you being connected to them, whether it be virtually or physically. We're living in this world now in a time where the evidence of impact is starting to become more powerful than it ever has been before. And so you want to make sure that you are copying the right cats. Copy the right cat, darling. Copy the right cats. You want to make sure that you realize and understand that they might duplicate whatever it is that you're doing, but they can't replicate you as a person, you as a spirit. So understand that you are important. And also learn how to learn correct attribution. So when I'm on my channel and yes, my words are that of my own. My perspective, my ideas are that of my own. But when I go and I say, like right now, let's jump in. When I go and I say, and I'm going to say, I hope the reading resonates with you. And we're going to pull some cards. This particular deck is not a product of my own. But the statements that come therefore after the card is pulled, it is also a part of the attributing awareness that I gain from studying this material, this product, and therefore I become a product of the product. I hope that makes sense to somebody out there. So let's see. So again, participation. Like I just said, coachable, teachable, training. How are you showing up? What is it that you have to contribute to society? What are you participating in? And also the awareness of there is power in numbers. And just like in the Bible, it says something about when they come together and ask for something, and two or more under your name, it is more powerful or something like that. Don't quote me. But I'm just saying. I'm saying all of this to say that your magic is potent on its own as it is already. But when you become a part of a unit, when you become a part of a community, when you become a part of something that is bigger than yourself, and you start to actively participate, you grow and you help somebody else grow, and then y'all grow together. And so I'm going to introduce now the Royal Tarot deck. Yes. We're going to be using this today for the first time on the channel. And I'm saying all of this to say that this is that of my own creation. But it's also a collaboration. Well, not entirely a collaboration. You got to let me like tell you how so it's a collaboration, because this image myself is something that I painted. Let me show you. Hold on. So I painted this myself. And so she has evolved into this. And it's also the image that I use for the channel and my thumbnail and all of that. And it has expanded into my brand. But not just that, has expanded into my brand. I expanded my consciousness. I expanded my state of awareness through what it is that I have to offer. And I've taken what it is that I've already have been doing and elevated it. And I have changed my perspective about who I am, my gifts, my skills, my talents, my service. And so I also have that to be contributed to the cards that I have been using beforehand, which are that of Water Star Vibes. So, you know, I've been using the Urban Suburban Tarot deck. And then sometimes I would use the Pink Carnival Tarot deck. And then, like, for my personal readings that I read for myself, I would use the Alternate Reality Tarot deck, which also comes with a guidebook. But I don't have it sitting right here in front of me right now. Hold on, let me get it. So it comes with the guidebook. And so, you know, it's made by Danielle Waterstar Vibes, Bradley. And if you want one, as always, if I'm using any of her decks, I post them in the link in the description box below. So if y'all want to go over to her channel, over to the website, or check her channel out, do so. You know, search it in the search engine, Waterstar Vibes, and subscribe or whatever. And if you want to purchase something, click the link in my bio. But I don't receive anything. I don't receive a check at all. I'm just a supporter. I'm participating in what it is that she has to contribute, and that's how I contribute. But it also is me expanding my knowledge and my wisdom, and it also has been a part of this new vision that I have gained about my life and who I can become and what I could do with what I already have been doing, if that makes sense. And so, you know, that's where this came from. The Royal Tarot. So that's where this came from, and that's where this channel came from. Instead of me consuming content, I started participating. I started contributing on my own and adding to the collective energy, because we all are a collective, and we're all a part of this one entity that is the universe, source, God, Buddha, Allah, all there is, all there ever will be, the archangels, the ancestors, the nameless ones, all of that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, let's see what's the first card that come out. All right. The first card that comes out is the strength card. And so, like I said, strength. It says inner strength, courage, mastery, taming your inner beast. So, in order for you to participate, you got to tame your own inner beast. And also, these images is something I paid for from Water Star Vibes too. So that's why I said this is a collaboration in some sense, but it's not really a collaboration. It's something that I paid for, and she put it on the site to say create your own tarot deck, and so therefore I did. I was taught, I was coached, and I was trained on how to do this of my own, and I had the strength to do it. I was willing to do it, but I also had to tame my own inner beast, tame my own fears, doubts, worries, and again, I had to learn correct attribution. Now, I'm not saying that I'm doing it perfectly. However, that's what a part of this video is about. So if it do get back to her, then she can know how impactful. She can see the evidence of her impact in a different form. You know, I'm not just down there in that comment section. I'm alive. I'm participating. You know. So, what's going on behind the scenes? All right. So, behind the scenes, the sun. And so, the sun card is happiness, joy, high vibrational. The world is a beautiful place. And so, you know, once you participate and you share your joy, you share your happiness, and you're in a high vibrational state, what you put out, you get in return. You put that energy out and you receive it in return, you know. And that's your karma, if you will. Let's see. What's so good about this? All right. 8 of Cups. All right. So 8 of Cups is emotional abandonment, walking away, leaving, the courage to move on. So with that, I did have, in order for me to participate in this, I chose to leave some things behind. An old way of being, an old way of thinking. I abandoned some projects that wasn't necessarily on the path towards true enlightenment and freedom. And so I think that was like one of the parts that I really had to have strength in. And then once I did that, I started to view the world more as a beautiful place. Also, in doing that, that helped like remove some of the old perspectives that I was holding and carrying. So what's on the low vibrational end? Okay, low vibrational end is King of Stacks, businessman, influential, successful, the ultimate provider and protector. So on the low vibrational end, this also is on that mind trip. I had to learn how to be a better businessman. I had to learn how to be a different type of influence, and also humble myself to be taught, to be coached, to be trained in a different type of way. Um, and also to provide in a different type of way, and not just be a provider of finances, but providing more of myself so that I can be participating in the collective in a different way outside of just monetary, you know, giving more of my spirit, giving more emotionally, because like I said, like I had to like abandon the emotion of fear and doubt and worry, if that makes sense. And so there is 7 of Swords, deceptive, cunning, cheater, a royal secret hidden in plain sight. And so like I said, like that's what that fear, that doubt, that worry, it was not fucking hidden. It wasn't. It was a royal secret hidden in plain sight. Like those thoughts, oh shit. Those thoughts, okay. Those thoughts manifested in a different way. And so, which leads to what's at the bottom of the deck, the Magician. Manifesting through focus, conjuring from nothing. And so I was able to manifest this from what seems to be nothing, from what seems to be me walking away from something that didn't serve me, and I wasn't like putting my full self into it. So I had to, operate in a different way. I had to operate in strength from a higher perspective, a higher vibration. And I had to abandon the things that wasn't serving me, and to have courage too, to know that everything was always working out for me. And like it wasn't all it isn't about the money, because these cards, this isn't for sale. Now I will be working on something that would be for sale, but this is really just my way of participating and my way of serving. But it's a part of participating in something that is greater than myself, if I had to be honest, because her channel is bigger than my channel. But one day I aspire to have the influence, have the full strength and courage to allow myself to show up just as strong and just as bright as she do, And it also goes back to something she talked about in a few other videos that she had posted a few days ago. But I'm not going to talk about that verbatim, because get the words from the source. So yeah, let's get some affirmation card. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do one from my own. So let's see. Let's do a affirmation card to close it out. Not one of those. Let's do this one. Because this is a money and affirmation cards. And so we have the King of Stacks, And it's King of Stacks in my deck because I just wanted it to be different instead of coins. The King of Stacks in my deck, since that's in the low vibrational end, maybe it speaks to the elevation and the perspective about money. Instead of being in this space of like doing something only for the money and not handling your business properly, and also not speaking and honoring those that has put you on and inspired you and giving you the strength to be something different, you know? Because a lot of people, they be copying and shit like that, and they don't give people, they don't have the integrity and honor those that has changed their lives. And so therefore on this channel, I did not want to do that. I wanted to make sure that even if I was using that inspiration as the source of what could ultimately lead to me becoming successful and make money by making my own tarot cards, I make sure that I make it clear that that's what I'm doing. Is copying the right cat, you know, and that I'm putting my own spin on it and not being dishonest about it. So it says, I make financial decisions from a place of inner peace. I make financial decisions from a place of inner peace. And this is an intuitive and wisdom card. So you like moving out of pure intuition, leaving and walking away from the old pattern of just moving, thinking about the money. Because when you're operating in that way, thinking about, oh, I'm spending my money because I want it to be an asset, not a liability. I'm spending my money because I want it to grow my life, and not just because it's simply just because that's what I want to do, and not moving in a space of only doing it because of the money. Like, I'm moving away from that. So it says, my wealth is safely, not that a lot. Wait, hold on. My wealth is my safety net that allows me to take calculated risks. So it also speaks about, this is a wealth insecurity. It also speaks about like knowing that I don't have to operate in that particular way. That everything that I choose to participate in, whether it's me actively spending money or whatever, to know that I can do that safely. And there really is no risks. Not at all. It's just a part of the journey. It's a learning curve. And so choosing to think about it differently in that way allows you to experience the world differently, because you'll realize that the world is a beautiful place. So yeah, that's that for that. Now let's get a real affirmation card. Even though that's a real affirmation card, that's just speaking towards something else. So we got my life story and the law of attraction. Each and every component that makes up your life experience is drawn to you by the powerful law of attraction's response to the thoughts you think and the story you tell about your life. Your money and financial assets, your body's state of wellness, clarity, flexibility, size, and shape, your work environment, how you are treated, work satisfaction, and rewards. Indeed, the very happiness of your life experience in general is all happening because of the story you tell. So, this also speaks of the story that I just shared with y'all, the story that I tell, and attracting different things in my experience. And not just me. This reading is me reading myself, but it's also sharing in how you too can create something that of your own, even if it did come from uh, an inspired thought of wanting to, like, you see something that somebody else is doing and you want to do it too, and not being and moving maliciously and being in this space of what they be talking about in the spiritual community of destiny swapping and all of that kind of shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not finna really talk about that. But just knowing that if anybody else can do it, you can do it too. And you ain't gotta stay in this space of feeling stuck and stagnant and and feeling like you can't manifest something. And feeling like, oh, I can only be this particular way. No, you tell your own story. Your life story and the law of attraction. Like, each and every component that makes up your life experience is drawn to you by the powerful law of attraction's response to the thoughts you think. So think different thoughts, participate different. And not only that, don't be afraid to participate in it. And once you get the results from what it is that you're attracting, have the awareness that if you don't like something and you don't like the results, it's up to you to change it. In every moment, you have the ability to change your life. And unbeknownst to you, we're doing that all the time, unless you're moving from this space of being on autopilot. Start to take control of your own life. Start to have life reflect back to you those things that you truly deserve and desire, because you deserve and desire it. And don't be listening to fear and doubt and worry, because that's a lie. And also, don't feel like you have to only do something to be, oh, I'm doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the money. Because that's going to have you doing and operating in a way that's like not really honestly true to who you actually really is. The money is going to come anyway. Operate in this space of doing it because it's fun and because you enjoy it and because you're inspired and because you're having fun and because it gives you the perspective of life. This world is actually a beautiful place, and I was meant to be here on this planet because I'm meant to enjoy it. I hope that makes sense to somebody, and I hope that resonates with somebody, and I hope that inspires somebody. So again, thank you. If you've made it all the way up to the 34-minute mark, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the love and support, and I will see y'all in the next one.